Alcatraz, a rocky island in San Francisco Bay, evolved from a military fortress to the notorious Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary in 1934, operating until 1963. Today, it's a major tourist spot. In this video, we'll uncover 10 lesser-known stories about Alcatraz beyond its iconic cells and chilling history. Subscribe for more riveting content and fascinating discoveries. Don't miss out. Number 10. What's in a name? Alcatraz, known for its notorious prison, was originally named Island of the Pelicans by a Spanish explorer Juan Manuel de Ayala in 1775 due to its vast brown pelican colony. Over time, the name evolved into Alcatraz. Despite modern inhabitants being mainly seagulls and cormorants, the catchy name endures, reflecting the island's avian legacy. The transition from its pelican roots to the formidable prison destination adds a fascinating layer to Alcatraz's history, reminding us of the dynamic changes in the region and the enduring allure of this iconic site. Number 9. Military moves. San Francisco's explosive growth during the 1840s gold rush led to a military presence by the early 1850s, requiring facilities to manage deserters and troublemakers. Alcatraz, initially a military prison before the Civil War, later housed Confederate sympathizers during the conflict. Post-war, it held Native American activists resisting land disputes, deserters from the Spanish-American War, and Chinese civilians opposing the Boxer Rebellion. Though not a conventional prison initially, Alcatraz became well-versed in incarceration, evolving from a military penal colony to a multifaceted institution over its first century. Number 8. Lighthouse Lookouts 2. Alcatraz, strategically located in San Francisco Bay, initially served as a lighthouse site in 1854, becoming the first on the entire West Coast. For decades, the lighthouse operated alongside military and penal functions. However, a new prison building in the early 20th century obstructed its view, rendering it obsolete. The island lacked a lighthouse for years until 1909, when a taller structure was erected to guide ships safely through the bay. Despite periods of neglect, Alcatraz's unique geography ensured the continuous presence of a functional lighthouse. Number 7. Nobody escaped. Alcatraz, a federal penitentiary from 1934, was deemed inescapable, yet confirmed successful escapes never occurred. While a few dozen attempted escapes took place, most were caught or met tragic fates in the icy and shark-infested waters of San Francisco Bay. The infamous 1962 attempt involved Frank Morris and the Angelin brothers, inspiring the film Escape from Alcatraz. Though their escape is presumed unsuccessful, some theories propose survival. Despite this, the myth of Alcatraz is an escape-proof prison endures, contributing to its mystic and cultural significance. Number 6. But it was technically possible. In 1962, while observing Morris and the Angelin brothers' escape attempt from Alcatraz, inmate John Paul Scott made his own bid for freedom. With his stolen gloves turned into makeshift inflatables, Scott swam across the bay, reaching the foot of the Golden Gate Bridge. Although barely conscious and near death, he washed ashore. Found by teenagers and rearrested, Scott's attempt showcased the theoretical possibility of escaping Alcatraz. While not successful, his unique journey marked a precedent later echoed in the annual Escape from Alcatraz triathlon. Number 5. Controversial criminal concerns. Inmates sent to Alcatraz, the federal prison's notorious outpost, were deemed the worst escape risks, not necessarily the most heinous criminals. Typically, these men had a history of attempting to escape other federal prisons nationwide, like Leavenworth in Kansas, various facilities in Florida, and the federal penitentiary in Atlanta. Alcatraz, set in the harsh San Francisco Bay, served as a symbolic end of the line. Its challenging location and reputation conveyed a clear message: escape was virtually impossible, making it wiser for prisoners to comply with federal expectations than persist in disruptive behavior elsewhere. Number 4. Everybody wanted in. Contrary to popular belief, Alcatraz in reality was not as harsh as portrayed. Its appeal extended beyond escape-prone inmates due to unique aspects like the one-person per cell policy, providing a sense of security and relaxation. Solitary confinement during nights and most of the day meant less worry about attacks from other inmates. Warden James A. Johnson emphasized quality food, serving generous portions to prevent unrest. The well-stocked library with thousands of books and magazines further contributed to inmates' satisfaction. While life on Alcatraz was far from luxurious, these factors made it more bearable compared to other challenging prisons. Number 3. Rockin with Capone. One of the earliest infamous inmates in Alcatraz was Al Capone, transferred from USB Atlanta to make a statement about the severity of the new federal penitentiary. Capone's time on the island starting in August 1934 was notoriously difficult. He went from reportedly bribing guards in Atlanta for preferential treatment to facing the harsh conditions of Alcatraz. Eventually he became cooperative, even playing in the inmate band during Sunday concerts. Despite the hardship, Capone's legacy endures, with some claiming his banjo-playing ghost haunts the prison halls to this day. Number 2. Birdman Blues. Robert Stroud, famously known as the Birdman of Alcatraz, gained his avian expertise while serving time in Leavenworth prison. Despite the portrayal in the movie Birdman of Alcatraz, Stroud never had birds at Alcatraz. His bird-raising activities were at Leavenworth, where he developed profound knowledge and even wrote books on canary breeding. In 1931, federal officials ordered him to give up his birds, and upon his transfer to Alcatraz a decade later, he was strictly prohibited from any bird interaction. The Birdman moniker followed him based on his previous reputation, not his activities on the Rock. Number 1. Activist occupation. In November 1969, a group of Native American activists led by Mohawk Richard Oakes occupied Alcatraz, citing an 1868 treaty granting access to unoccupied federal land. Claiming the island had been unoccupied for over 6 years, they demanded its legal deed, intending to establish a Native American-led university and cultural center, offering to buy it for $24 in glass beads and red cloth. Reminiscent of the Manhattan Purchase, the occupation lasted until June 1971. Federal negotiations led to their departure, leaving minimal changes to the island's already discussed state. Thanks for exploring Alcatraz's hidden tales with us. Subscribe for more intriguing history and discoveries.